Hi, my name is Jasmine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be going over some director's commentary for my short, A Modern Romance. So I posted that on the channel yesterday, so if you haven't seen it, I would recommend watching it first before coming back over here. So this short was done for my communications technology class, and the idea of it was that we had to create a short film that was done in the style of a certain director. So the director that I chose was Edgar Wright. This was obviously filmed during the pandemic, so I was a little limited as far as actors and locations went. A couple of things to look for, and I'll be pausing and pointing these out as we go through, but Edgar Wright really likes to use rotoscoping, a diegetic soundtrack, whip pans, comedic object placement, montages, and probably a few more things that I am forgetting, but like I said, I'll point them out as we go through, and I'll also talk about any challenges that I faced while filming and editing this, and things that I thought was good or that I would like to improve on in the future. Okay, so here is A Modern Romance. Okay, so this was our first example of the diegetic soundtrack. So a diegetic soundtrack is music that is occurring within the scene, and you see it happening so it's coming from things in the scene. So in this case, the car radio. I guess the mistake that I would say I made is that I actually had the radio playing in this scene, and so I didn't end up using the audio because when I did it, different parts of the song were playing as I was filming different bits of it. So it just didn't sound right, basically, just the way that it was cut together, unfortunately. So I ended up muting all of that audio and putting this song over top of it, which kind of became the theme song for the short. And that's typically how I do a lot of my audio, is that I have kind of an opening and a closing song that is one and the same, so it all comes full circle nicely. What I was really proud of is that as she opens the door, if you listen with headphones, it kind of pans, so it starts more from the right and gets louder, and becomes more centered as you can hear it coming from the radio, even though I know the radio would have been technically off because the car is off. Okay, it's fine. And that's a rotoscope transition there, which is when something or somebody blocks the camera, and then we have a transition to somebody. So like a typical one would be you have the camera here, a person walks in front of it, you cut the scene and have a person walking away from it, and you're in a new location. Something like that. That's a rotoscope. Another thing I was proud of was that I matched the version with lyrics to the karaoke version, so that the instrumental can still carry over, but we don't have the lyrics to distract from the scene. So I was just happy with the way that it matched up and that it seemed fairly natural. So the choice for the timer, I had just watched Scott Pilgrim like a day before filming this, and they have it's like a video game based kind of a thing, so they have a lot of animation in it, and so I was like, I want to include an animation. Not only that, but it also raises the stakes of the film because you know how much time she has left. And this is a montage, which Edgar Wright also does. And this is more diegetic soundtrack, so the idea is that she would have been listening to the songs as she was getting ready. That was a whip pan, my attempt at one. They were really hard to do since I was trying to film myself. So a couple of the transitions were really, really difficult. So yeah, like there's another one later that I didn't personally really like how it turned out, and I think it would have been better had I been filming a different actor other than myself. That was definitely my biggest challenge and frustration with this film, was filming myself because I had to set the camera and then go back and see, like, film a little video, go in front of it, see where it was and how the framing looked and where I sat in frame, and then go back. Building off of that, another big part of that frustration was that I was filming this at night. Okay, so it was night, I was filming, it's getting pretty late. I think I finished filming at like 10:30, and I had to edit it all the next day. So it was late and I was just frustrated with the filming. So some of it didn't turn out quite like I wanted. Maybe it's just because I was too tired to engineer a way to do it. I also didn't really want to bother my family with asking them about that. I really like this part. It works well with the lyrics. That was the first comedic object placement. So my brother is the one with the brush giving it in, and this is something that you see in Edgar Wright's films. I don't like how I looked at the camera there, I won't lie. So in this film, I use my mom's phone to record this because her camera quality is way better than mine. And so I duct taped it to my ceiling, which was a good time. I was really scared it was going to fall the entire time. So those were supposed to be like the quick zooms, which was another thing, like the comedy aspects, I guess. Again, didn't turn out like super great. I probably could have focused on a couple more things. So instead of just doing like the 2 shots of the dresser and the floor, I could have done a few more and had them come in a little bit faster. That was the second whip pan. It's the one that I really don't like. It just like didn't work out well. Part of it was that I was filming myself. Part of it was I just didn't angle the shots correctly, or like film them the way that you really should film a whip pan. It's really my bad. Like, I don't have an excuse. It just didn't turn out well. But hey, I tried and I learned that whip pans should be done in a whipping motion and not a weird sideways and then up. With this, I mean, the Mario music was a great choice on my part. I think I probably could have sped this part up a little bit more even than I had it. The other thing is that in the end, I left too much time on the clock. There's like 4 minutes by the time she's done cleaning her room, and it should have been more like 30 seconds. So yeah, there's like 4 minutes left. Okay, the ending is going to seem very rushed, and it's not good. It's my least favorite part of the film because I thought it was pretty good up until this point, and then the ending ruins it. And part of that is because, actually, well, a lot of it is because when I was filming it, I screen recorded some of what was happening on the Chromebook, which was having the meet with Trevor. And the issue was, so I had like screen recorded like getting into the meet and, you know, like entering the Zoom meeting or the Google Meet or whatever it was. And, you know, it was showing, hey, this is what's happening. So what happened was that I was using a program called Screencastify, and at the time I hadn't been properly taught how to use it, and so I didn't download anything as an MP4. I just hit download, which downloads it as a WebMP file, and that kind of file is not compatible, unfortunately, with the editing software, so I couldn't use any of those shots that would have kind of tied that together a little bit. So instead, it's just like, here's the meat, here's the punchline and the meat, and so it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Oh, comedic object placement, Chromebook.
Hi, Trevor, right? It's so nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, sorry, if you wanted to take a couple minutes to make yourself presentable, that's okay.
Also, I forgot to film closing the Chromebook while I had my makeup and the costume on, so I was just in like a blue hoodie when I did it, and you can see that happen there. You can see the blue hoodie.
Sorry, if you wanted to take a couple minutes to make yourself presentable, that's okay.
Yeah. So again, that was just a result of being lazy and being tired at the end of the night and wanting to go to bed and just wanting to get into comfy clothes like a blue hoodie. And then this is the callback to the song. Okay, so that was A Modern Romance. I hope that you enjoyed the film and found the commentary semi-useful at least, and got to see a little bit as to how I work and my motivation behind a couple of the choices in that film, and there will be more to come. But in the meantime, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Bye!